pool here to choose from. So let's all go and vote. So we're just going to move right along the program. Up next, we have our amazing and very active State Democratic Party Chair, Marg Elliston.
So, hey, thanks, Leah. It's so great to see all of you, my homies. Yay, it's great. I got my shirt on, ready to rock and roll for Sandoval County. It's great that we have so many good candidates, too. And we're in such a frustrating situation right now where we can't hug and cheer for each other in person. So this is really great, though. I have been doing meetings all over the state. I'm trying to visit all 33 counties by Zoom, and this is the biggest crowd I've had yet. So thank you so much. I want to introduce Miranda Van Dyke, my communications director. She's on here somewhere, and I'm sure she's really impressed by how many folks are on too. So thanks for being here, and thanks for welcoming me to your meeting and making my virtual tour of all 33 counties in the state a big success. It's great to hear from the candidates and all the work that you're doing in this pandemic. It is such a challenging, hard time, and I love to knock on doors, and I love to talk to people face to face, and this is really hard. And you guys that are running, you have my hats off to you, and I'm working really hard to make sure that folks take this virus seriously. They take the stay-at-home orders seriously, and that we're, with DPNM, we moved our operations online. We can't travel anywhere, but we're trying to stay in touch with everybody as best we can. So remember March 7th, you guys, a lot of you were there at the Buffalo Thunder for our pre-primary nominating convention. Doesn't that seem like eons ago? That was the last time we could all be together, and we were even elbow bumping then, but elbow bumping is too close now. But it was such a great meeting, and now we can't do that. So here we are. We've, March 7th, we got to hear our governor, our congressional delegation. We got to meet state legislators, and all of those people are working hard every day. They're stepping up to take action in the face of this virus, in the face of the pandemic. Pardon? Yeah. So we're, these uncertain times are hard, and I was just reading a great email from our governor. She is right on track doing what DPNM is doing, because we're trying to ensure that every Democrat can exercise their right to vote in the June 2nd primary while staying safe. And you should have all received either an absentee ballot application in the mail or actually your absentee ballot. I know some of you have gotten them because I've seen on Facebook that you're filling them out. But mine hasn't come yet, but I think it might be there today. There's still time to apply for absentee ballots online. I want all of you to get your friends doing that right today. And I'm going to talk about our relationship organizing a little in just a second, but it's really important that you make sure that everybody in your circle applies for an absentee ballot and votes by mail in the comfort of their own home. The Secretary of State is supposed to have sent out the applications. The county clerks are sending out the ballots. And now if you apply theirs, they have to turn it around in 24 hours. So I think they finished the backlog, and they're sending out all the ballots. So I think they had 91,000 applications already for absentee ballots. So that's huge. That's really impressive. And it shows that people are listening and thinking. Unlike, I must say that the Republican Party of Doñana County sent out an email with a logo saying, "We're voting in person." So I don't know if they've done that in Sandoval County. You guys might want to check. But we know that's not safe. We know we need to keep our poll workers safe, even if you don't care about yourself. It's for others that we wear masks to protect them from us. We're encouraging everybody to take this seriously and proceed seriously. And I think we should point out those who aren't, because they're not working for the good of our community or our country. So we we had a big virtual fundraiser last week and invited the chair of the Wisconsin Democratic Party to join us to tell us about the experience in Wisconsin when they kept being in court. The vote by mail kept getting moved around, but they struggled to get people to vote, and it worked. People listened, people responded to phone calls, and they signed up for absentee ballots, and they did succeed in electing a Democrat to their state Supreme Court, and they have documented evidence about why phone banking works, texting works, voter contact works to get people to vote. So that's what you guys know, that's what you're doing, but just know the experience in other states. Also in Wisconsin, they have in-person voting on election day, and people wanted to vote, and now they've had over 50 cases of COVID as a result of that contact. So we don't want that to happen here, and we want everybody to be safe, and our election officials to be safe too. So we're doing everything possible to spread the word. We have on DPNM website, which I just talked about, we have a virtual hub. We have places that you can look up events. We have places that you can sign up to volunteer, and we're having a virtual. We're doing. We've been raising money to advertise on Facebook, especially in CD 1 with Congresswoman Holland, and in CD 2 with Sochi Tota Small. We put ads up on Facebook to urge people to vote to get an absentee ballot, and we've had lots of success with that. We've had lots of looks and lots of click-throughs that people check in with the Secretary of State to order their absentee ballot. So that's a resource that you all can use too. One of the reasons that we didn't target CD3 is because we have all these great candidates for Congress who are doing a lot of outreach to voters in CD3. So, and I'm sure that those of you who are campaigning are also, other campaigns are doing outreach as well. But so, and that's why we're running a virtual phone bank from DPNM, especially targeted in CDs 1 and 2 to tell people to vote absentee. And we're still welcoming volunteers for that. You can sign up at our virtual hub at nmdemocrats.org/virtual campaign. And as I mentioned also, we're doing a relational organizing campaign. You can go online at that same website and pledge to vote absentee. Number one, put your information in, and also put the name of 5 people, 5 friends or family who you're going to talk to about absentee voting. This relational organizing is a really effective program. There's lots of studies that show it's a great way to motivate folks to vote. So we're hoping that once you put those 5 people online, we can look up to see if they've, number 1, applied for an absentee ballot, and number 2, have they sent it back in. So it's a good way to track what's going on, and we'd really love your help in doing that. So even if you don't have time for the phone banking, do go online and sign up. Make your pledge that you're voting online, voting by mail, and then pledge to get 5 more people to do that too. That would be great. And so just so you know, all the work we're doing now is practice for November, because you know that Donald Trump is chaotic, unprepared, he's evil, and he's the one that's fomenting a lot of these protest movements around the country, and he's suppressing data about what's really happening with the virus, and he's making it really hard for us to stay safe. So he's made this virus worse, and he's put our lives at risk. We can't afford another 4 more years of Donald Trump. So everything we do today, everything we do for the June 2nd primary, we're gonna use in the November election. And all the experiences that you guys are having right now are going to help us be really effective there. So we wanna make sure that we increase political participation and we give everyone a vote. And we're not afraid of this challenge. We're learning new strategies every day to how to get people engaged. It is kind of hard, but we're working on it. And so we're going to keep registering voters, calling, texting, and giving people a safe way to vote. So I'm so grateful to all of you, to all of our county chairs, and to our governor and our lieutenant governor and our Congress people. I'm proud to be part of what you're doing. I'm proud to be working every day to stand by all our communities in New Mexico as we work to stay safe and keep our state blue. So I'm happy to answer questions or hear some suggestions or comments from all of you. I also wanted to put in a plug for signing up to be a delegate for the National Convention. You know, in our June 2nd primary, we're voting for president. We have 6 Democrats on the ballot. If somebody gets 15% of the vote or more, they're in the running for getting delegates for the National Convention. So if anyone here is interested or knows somebody who's interested in being a delegate to the National Convention, you can sign up on our website under delegate selection. There's a delegate selection tab. Go to that and there's a sign up sheet. But this is important because there's a time limit for how you can sign up, and that's going to be, it says on there May 15th, but we're hoping it's changed to May 22nd. So the time to sign up is now, and then on June 2nd, we'll know how we proportion our delegates out. We'll be having post-primary meetings on June 13th and June 20th to select our delegates to the National Convention. Now, a lot of us are asking, are we going to have a National Convention? And I think the answer is yes, but we are not sure in what form or shape. But we do need delegates. Delegates are going to have a chance to participate wherever it is, so however they decide. So think about that as well. So with that, thank you for all you're doing, and thank you, Miranda, for being here. And I'm happy to take questions or comments, whatever.
So yeah. I believe Naomi Hatch has a question. Naomi, do you want to unmute yourself?
Okay. Hi, Marg. I just read that Gavin Newsom has put out a directive, or whatever it's called, that everybody in California will be having to vote by mail for the November election. Does Michelle Lujan Grisham have that authority to be able to? No, it's a different kind of, okay.
That's a legislative, that has to be approved by the legislature. We went to court, a bunch of county clerks and Secretary of State went to court to ask the court to rule that it should be an all mail-in election. And the court said, we can't do that.
Yeah,
it is in our,
but I thought she could override it.
Yeah, no, she can't. It's in the statute that of how you have an election. So if there's any change to the statute, it has to be made by legislature in special session. So if you're interested in seeing the legislature address that, talk to your legislators.
Thank you.
All right, great, thanks. I don't see any other questions in the chat feed there. So thanks, Marg.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to hear from you. Thank you so much. Yeah, and so our other